In this video, we're going to show you how to counter Yugito Nii. It's going to be a Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 video, but a lot of this stuff should be able to apply to any Storm game that you play. And lately I have uploaded some Yugito Nii gameplay, advanced gameplay, revolving around her tilt and jutsu, mainly her tilt, and how to use a very unique strategy in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 to not only win in rank consistently more than 50%, if you're decent or really understand the concept, way more than 50% you'll be winning, like 60, 70, 80% minimum. Especially if you put the work in and you want to do that, because a lot of people have come to me and a lot of people just give up on this game because they don't know how to win. And of course, I would like for people to win in a meaningful way, in a more meaningful way, in a unique way that makes you feel good about yourself and whatnot. But the problem with that is who's to say what's good for someone and what's not good for someone. Instead, I like to consider myself a student of all things. I know Bruce Lee was like that, and he said in a real fight, man, rules go out the window. You bite, you kick, you punch each other in the nuts, you gouge each other's eyeballs out, you do whatever you can to survive because it's either you or him and you die. And I think that's really the reality of the world in this situation. Of course, I love my two-man teams, my non-S tier characters, or at least one non-S tier character in my team to try to do something fun, something cool in these Naruto games. But the real world doesn't really work like that, guys. So I have to think about what I really dislike the most in this game, which is typically people that just stand still, use dash cut, and use supports and strategies and characters, whether they're S tier or not, that just play the game for you, that are automatic, that are making you kind of mindless zombies. And I want to kind of get away from that and more about strategy. Now, even though this is not really a strategy that people would really like for themselves, I think the more you understand really what I'm doing here and the strategies with Yugito Nii, the more you will actually appreciate it compared to something else that's out there. Because in the game, you have to kind of look at what you're capable of doing and what the worst things are and the best things are and the most effective things are. And you also want to look at kind of skill-based things, because in the end, if at the end of the day, if it's not skill-based, most people will have like this hollow feeling inside and they want to play with meaning, right? When I played this Yugito Nii player, I was a super noob. I hadn't been playing for 4 years, and literally just for a week or two, maybe less, I was playing and I was able to counter her. So you get to see me in real life, unprepared, countering her in the game. One time I actually used an advanced strategy called the Z dash, which I'll upload that video if I haven't already. It's going to be a tutorial in my master guide section in my playlists. Go to the DontLoseToFear YouTube channel, check out all my playlists, over 70 videos of stuff for you guys to watch. Okay, you're gonna love it. And I'm gonna add the Z dash in there because it is typically something stylers use, but I'm telling you, forget these words, stylers or meta players or top players, blah blah, pro players. Forget all that. It's only techniques that are useful and techniques that are not useful. And the Z dash is one of the absolute most advanced, useful techniques that's actually pretty simple to use. It's a dodging technique that's skill-based. Now, I use it once, but there's a lot of simple things you can do, like sidestep, duck, jump over, shuriken entries. I'm going to show you that to you right now. And a lot of times, guys, the way I perceive myself now versus how I used to perceive myself in the old days is different. Now I'm just kind of say things in a truthful manner to the best of my ability, and I'm not, and I can kind of calibrate or adjust things in the next video or whatever and rethink about things and process information. But before, I was always very I would not talk about myself in a high manner. I would not think highly of myself. I didn't have a lot of confidence. But a lot of people did say things about me, and so I never said those things. Like many people call me like a legendary player, a king, one of the greatest players of all time with infinite potential. No one knows how good he would be if he didn't stop, blah, blah, blah. All these things people say about me, but I never said those things about myself. I just played to consider myself a student. I just wanted to get better, and I fell kind of off the rails for a long time, and then I came back. Here I am, It's been about 3 months, just over 3 months I've been playing, trying to just keep learning things and to get better. And I want to be of service to you guys. I want to try um, to help you guys in your personal lives. And of course, nobody can help you but yourself. And maybe you don't need help. Maybe you just want some inspiration, or you just like these kind of videos. It's entertaining, or you just think, oh, it's pretty good content. It's like different and it's refreshing, and that's good enough, you know. For all those different reasons, people watch these videos. And definitely I'm getting stronger, but it's very funny and interesting to see, because in some of the videos where my absolute, like, I show you my absolute best, I've gotten a lot better. Those are my least liked, least watched videos, and it's very funny. So I think a lot of times, like, I made this analogy where, you know, there's a lot of things I like. Like, I like art, I like cars. So if you have like a brand new Ferrari or Aston Martin or Porsche, or you have an old painting, right? Like a Monet or something like that, and it's finished, it's the finished product. So you see that Ferrari or that car in the store, right? And you're like, wow, it's just amazing, right? You don't know how much work went into that, how much planning, how many mistakes to actually get to that point where you get to the finished product. Same thing with the painting. Hundreds of years old, some of the best paintings of all time and painters of all time are already deceased, and they're in the past. A lot of their stuff was not appreciated in the time, but afterwards it becomes timeless, priceless, millions and millions and millions of dollars just per one painting. And you look at it and you're just like, that is so beautiful, that's so amazing. But it basically almost tells you nothing of how you can do that, right? So it's amazing to look at, amazing to drive, amazing to own and watch and put in your wall. But how can you achieve some greatness like that in whatever field it is that you're doing? The only way to do that, guys, is to look at the mistakes and the faults. That's why a lot of the gameplay I put up on here is just my mistakes, me learning, me not that good. And it's really funny to see people say, oh, I want to play you, I want to play you. Sometimes it's like innocent and fun, but a lot of people just think, oh, this guy's not that good, I'll play him. But they don't actually really know how good I am and that I'm continuously getting better, right? And I think it's very funny that some people would want to play me when I've only been playing for 3 months, and they've been playing for like usually years, right? If not 2, 3, 4 times longer than me, maybe 10 times longer than me. So why would you have, the question those people should ask themselves is, why do you want to fight someone who isn't even nowhere near their peak yet? Because you want to, probably because you want the, you know, to become famous yourself, right? Or you want to basically clout chase, right? You want to become famous just off of someone else's name, right? But the person I was before and the person I am now are really two different people because of the life experiences that I've gone through. And I will talk a lot about that in my fear talks, in my videos over time, over years. I've already put some fear talks out there and I've said some things, but there's a lot of stuff to tell you guys about in terms of my life experience and things that have happened. And I have a lot of things that I just want to share with you guys. But interesting stuff. I know that this really isn't that big of a problem right now, but I will look into the meta, anti-meta, and maybe even anti-meta if I can figure out exactly what that is. But I mean, this is definitely at least anti-meta, right? And what I mean by that is the meta typically revolves around leader change and switching and switch tech. And the way you use Yugito typically is not like that. Of course, you can use her like that, but this strategy is a very interesting strategy. This person is not using it to the level in which I used it in the last two videos, so I would really recommend you watch those videos because I play Yugito at a higher level than this person is now. And those are the videos from yesterday and the day before. But this is a very good Yugito player. So although I'm not like a super top player right now, I definitely am a top player, maybe in the bottom mid top player range, and I'm better than most players. So this person is also better than the average player, but I don't think that they're like a top player, especially if they weren't able to beat me when I'd only been playing for a week or two. They should have been able to beat me with their supports and their tilt. I could have easily lost this game, and you will see why. I make lots of mistakes, The important thing is here is to learn the playstyle, right? To not try to be upset about the playstyle, and to just kind of figure out how to counter it, and then maybe something in there will stick that you can use in your personal life to help you in like a real life situation, because that's the majority of, I think, the value you can get from this kind of thing. Because right now this is not a popular playstyle, and right now, you know, Demon Slayer's coming out, and people even play Shinobi Strikers and all this kind of stuff. And this is a four or 5 year old game, so you know, it's probably maybe too little, too late. But you never know. I do have a friend that said that he won almost every single game. He's got like 94%, 95% win rate, and he's a really, really good Naruto player. He's been playing for a long time. He didn't stop like me. But he said like something like 8 out of his 10 losses were Yugito players. So you never know, guys. Like, this could help you, right? Or maybe you want to play like this because you're sick and tired of playing how everyone else plays. So let's go and try this out. Round 1, fight. All right. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so they have the Dowry support and the Yugito. Yugito is a main, and Karen support. Very, very strong team. Typically, this is not a leader switch team. This is kind of like an older Storm 2, Storm 3, Rev, Generations playstyle. And it works pretty good. See that tilt? It knocked me back. It got me. This person is pretty good with this team. But luckily, I wasted their subs and I went into a combo cancel. So one really good way to deal with this is, one, learn your combo cancels, learn your maximum damage combos, learn and be really good at it so that you don't make a lot of mistakes. Learn your characters, don't pick random teams, have a team set up, have experience with that team. Whatever team you decide, pick that team. So if they mess up, you can pressure them. You can go underneath the tilt. But as you can see there, I actually learned for the very first time that I didn't know there was a landmine effect, and I put that in the first video, that you can actually, it's like a time landmine. Look at that, and the Dowry support keeps pressuring you. She's pressuring me with Jutsu and tilt and supports, and Karen really, really is good with this strategy. This is a good team. I mean, I've never used this team, but I think that's a pretty good team. So the support that I had where the guard comes out is not quite a dash cut. I think it's charge support or something like that. It actually worked pretty good there because it blocked the tilt. So that's one option. Wow, I keep getting messed up here. So as you can see, I haven't played this game a lot at this point. It's only been a week or two. So I don't really know a lot of things there. The Masked Man and other players' combos and combo opportunities can allow you to dodge. I know it sounds funny, but Masked Man kind of ducks down when he does his combos, and I went right underneath the tilt. So there's that. There's also a time where I basically switch in the air, leader switch, and the tilt hit the old person, so I basically lured out and baited the tilt. That's one way you can do it. And I mean, it's very interesting and funny because the people I play against, they use zero strategies to deal with this. You can sidestep. Let's see here. So there, I'm just kind of going to the side and then dashing, and then you just make sure it's not lined up with the tilt, and you're fine. Now here, I didn't know my max damage combos or even my combo opportunities, like what kind of combo options I had. So I messed that up. That's unfortunate. That's just what happens when you don't practice. That's why you can't expect to win if you don't practice, guys. Alright, let's see here. I think this might be... Let's see. See, look at that pressure with the Dowry Jutsu. They did a really good job there using all of their kit. But that's okay. They guard breaked me into a grab. Okay. Is it here? Maybe. Look at that. Good punish. You gotta watch out for that punish. Okay. I think it's right here. Perfect. Z-dash. So there I did a Z-dash. Allows you to dodge in the air so you don't get hit by those linear jutsus or tilts. Okay? Using the tag to buy myself some time, slow them down a bit, get some chakra back so I can get in there. So guys, I show you a lot of my gameplay that is actually me learning so that you can learn. Like I said, when you see the finished product, the Ferrari, the Porsche, or the, Monet painting, you have no clue how to create that yourself. But when you see all the mistakes I make, then you see the process, and it allows you to be able to succeed as well. That's my thinking. Really good tilts. This person really messed me up a lot. A lot, a lot. If I didn't get that combo cancel into Ultimate Jutsu, I would be losing by a lot. It's actually pretty close, pretty tied here. Okay, they brought Karen out. Nice, Masked Man popped him up. And we just grab finished, okay?